Shout out to all my dogs at the crib. We have a lot to talk about regarding BB26 live feed spoilers. What is going to happen with this power of veto that Leah has won? Will she use it? Won't she use it? Let's talk about it all. Have some laps, I guess. Have some laughs. Hopefully you're wearing something comfy. Grab a beverage, smash that like, and let's get started.
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want. Cause your heart's made of gold, but don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. Welcome to the BB Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel for the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. That's me, stand-up comedian and Big Brother superfan Joleen Lunzer here to talk about all things Big Brother 26. What we do over here, we roast, we recap, we have a laugh, we take a comedic look at Big Brother. Now, a reminder, I am very opinionated, but that doesn't mean that you have to have the same opinions as me. You can sound off in our live chat happening right now with our other Lean team members, or in the comment section after the video posts, and we can just agree to disagree as long as we're being somewhat respectful to each other.
Said nothing to you. You wanted to provoke
She's doing
me.
it to herself for
I'll
what?
provoke.
Just don't provoke me. No. Hello. Happy Monday. POV Monday. So many things that could happen today. The live feeds are currently down. I believe they're doing, it's crazy if they're doing the POV ceremony this early in the morning because we have had late Power Veto ceremonies this season. So we'll see what's going on with that. You guys, the big question is, will Leah use her veto or won't she? But first, as Julie Chen says, make sure you smash that like. If you're not subscribed, please get subscribed. And if you want to support the channel further than liking or subscribing, you can always send a super chat while we're live here on YouTube. I'll highlight your comment. It's a great way to support the channel. You can also consider joining my YouTube membership or my Patreon. On Mondays, we have exclusive bonus live stream. It is the H of H, where we take a deeper dive into BB26.
You know, it was really fun to see him win H of H, and sort of get his, to hear he's in it.
All right, to H of H. And here he's in it. Yes. Okay. So I said I was going to move the time, but it turns out I don't need to. I'm going out to dinner with my in-laws, not till 5:30. So we will have our exclusive bonus H of H live today, as per usual, at 4 o'clock. All right. That's 4 p.m. Pacific. So just think 4 Big Brother time. Those of you who are YouTube members and Patreon supporters, you would have gotten a link that you were tagged in so that you can watch that. Okay. So thank you. Also shout out to those of you who have hit me up on the Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. Thank you so much, Linda, for hitting me up on the Venmo. I appreciate that. And Robert for hitting me up on the Cash App. You guys are very kind and I appreciate your generosity. Okay. So let's talk about Big Brother 26 live feeds and spoilers. Rebecca, that was so sweet. You guys can also do this. Rebecca gifted a membership to my channel. You can gift memberships to each other. It's by random draw. YouTube decides. I'm not sure. So anyone, as long as you have your allow gifted memberships selected on your account, you will be able to be in the draw when someone as nice as Rebecca gifts a membership. And also Evelyn gifted a membership. So congrats to those who won the memberships, and join me today at 4 p.m. and we will have some fun. Okay, I know I am of the team. Again, I'm very opinionated. Not everyone agrees with me, but I am of the use that veto. It's been so exciting this season seeing the house guests using the power veto. So I am really hoping that Leah uses her veto. However, we don't know that it, and I kind of also like that Leah still hasn't really made her decision yet. She was up late until the break of dawn, till the early morning, having conversations in Quinn's room. That's right. Quinn was allowing her to have conversations in his room because Quinn wants to know, are you going to use the veto? Are you not going to use the veto? And she's like, I don't know. I kind of love that for Leah. But this is just me from an entertainment standpoint and watching the show. Like Jerry O'Connell, the great superfan, once said, what's fun about Big Brother is that's not predictable. Expect the unexpected. So the unpredictability about it all is what I really like. So I like that she was just like, I know. And Quinn's like, okay, you don't know? I'm not sure if I'm going to win the veto. Yes, keep everybody waiting. I think it's more fun for us on Mondays to have to wait and see who will, if the veto will be used, and if it is used, who will it be used on? Well, if we do know if Leah uses the veto today, she will be using it on her good friend. I say good friend, Angela. Now, let's talk about Leah using this veto. If Leah does, in fact, use the veto, she's doing it because Angela has gone to bat for her. Okay, we saw this during Tkor's HOH. Angela really did not want Leah as a renom. Angela enjoys Leah. So far, she hasn't blown up Leah's game, which is like crazy for Angela. Angela also would be a vote in jury for Leah believes. And they could work together. I mean, Leah has to start assembling her little army, and to keep Angela in the house. Angela's not a threat to Leah yet. We never know. The reason I say that is because it's Angela. Excuse me, you guys. I have a little coughing attack, but it's Angela, and you just don't know what she's ever going to do. But so far, she's been pretty loyal to Leah.
He used that as an advantage against my ass. Come on.
Excuse me. Yes. Use that as an advantage against her ass. All right. Now the disadvantage is that yesterday, Rubina, as well as many others, were like, hey, could you not use the veto on Angela? We have a better chance. Rubina and Chemo have a better chance on the block against Angela. A better chance because they think they'll stay over her, and a better chance because they don't want to be up next to each other. Now, again, we still have the AI arena in play. Also, Quinn, the H of H, who she, hates, but who she's definitely manipulating. And Quinn is big simping for Leah. But Quinn does not want the veto to be used. He doesn't want to have to do a replacement nominee. We know that Quinn has even talked about doing the Marty from BB Can. You guys remember Marty? Shout out to Marty. The Skittles. There was like a Skittles plan. Using Skittles. Okay. And he would have the house guest that could go as a replacement choose between red and green Skittles. And I believe whoever gets the red would be the replacement nom. So it's like a choose your own adventure, but blindfolded. Okay. Good morning, Lazy Buddhist. Good to see you. Okay. So now the rest of the house would love if Joseph went up as the replacement nom. I would love that too. It was gummy bears with Kevin Jacobs, right? But Marty from BB Can did use Skittles. And I can't remember exactly. It was so fun because I used to do a Marty impression because he was French and I had my StreamYard and I was bald. If you guys have been following me for a while, you remember it. So yeah, I remember Marty, now I'm confusing myself, doing something with Skittles. And then Kevin doing something with gummy bears. So obviously, you thought Marty, now I'm confusing myself. I could be totally confusing myself. Okay. I need a refresher on my BB Can. I used to love some BB Can and they got rid of the feeds and now the show's canceled. But shout out to French Canadian Marty because I believe he incorporated Skittles. Okay. Didn't Marty go home because didn't he use Skittles? Who the hell used Skittles and who used gummy bears? I'm confused. Either way, the gummy bears. Okay, so I'm confusing my damn self here, you guys, but you remember. Also, shout out to Marty, who recently found my videos of him doing an impression of him and loved them. All these years later, I was like, he even commented that it's a little, I'm a little late to the party, but yes. So thank you, Marty, for that. Yeah, I got to refresh, but thank you guys for your information in the chats, but I'm confusing my damn self. Okay. Oh yeah, with Gino. Oh, I remember Gino. Oh, taking it back a couple seasons of BB Can. Gino. Is he still with that one girl in the showmance? Anyways, I digress. Okay. So the rest of the house wants Joseph to be the replacement nom. I would too. And Joseph, now Quinn definitely does not want to name Joseph as the replacement nom because they have this little geeked out, super fan alliance happening where it's just like a circle jerk every conversation with the two of them. But especially Joseph. Joseph is just sinking his own social ship. Where we saw Joseph early in the game playing pretty hard, really getting into it, excited, working with Angela, and then obviously got blown up. Angela had her Matt moment with the crazy eyes, and Joseph and her not, kind of calling out Joseph too and not trusting him. It caused him to retreat and take more time to himself. Well, Joseph soon came back out into the wild. And ever since Tucker has left, Joseph won't shut up. He won't shut up about how great his social game is. He won't shut up about how he's probably in the top 3 for America's favorite player. He won't shut up about Tucker. You guys, up until yesterday, I believe, he was still sleeping on Tucker's dirty sheets. That's right. Tucker left the house and Joseph didn't change the sheets in Tucker's bed, but moved right in. What? I mean, sir, word on the curb is he has finally washed the sheets.
Who is she? Who is she? Who is she? Where did you find her?
Where did you find Joseph? So Joseph's been sleeping on Tucker's dirty sheets, finally washed them, and he has been just, for a man who says he has such a great social game, the rest of the house disagrees, okay? Normally in this game, you don't go around telling everyone what a great social game you have, explaining all of your moves, including how you don't win competitions and you're throwing them because you don't need to win them because your social game's so good. And we saw Joseph again in last night's episode, say he threw another competition. And at this point, the house is well aware, obviously, because he's telling them that he's throwing competitions. And they're also well aware that he thinks he's pretty great. Joseph had the audacity to tell MJ that he's not really worried about her in the end because he feels like he could beat her because he's got such a good social game.
What's POV?
MJ, of course, was like, oh, yeah, okay, cool, awesome. And then went and told people. And those people included like Chelsea, Leah, anyone she could. And they're like, what the frick? Like, what's wrong with Angela? What's wrong with Joseph? The fact that this guy thinks his game is so great, while the other house guests are like, no, he's annoying. He keeps telling us how great he is. Who does that? Now, Joseph thinks, oh, I'm doing this because I'm building my case for when they're in jury. And I'm in final 2. And I can say, hey, remember when I told you all along that I was playing a Dr. Will game, not winning competitions, going to win on my social game? And I was playing everyone and I was going to. And then they'll go, oh, yeah, vote for Joseph. First of all, Joseph, you are so far from the end of the game and the final 2 seats. So you need to just, please, sir. You're like, yeah, I'm setting it up because I think I have a really good chance. Yeah, because I'm really smart and my social game is so good. No, no, thank you. No, thank you. Please stop. But actually, please keep going because you're definitely sinking your own ship. The irony of this man telling people that his social game is so good while actively having a terrible social game by telling them. Yvonne says, oh, gross up. Blockbuster is calling. Yeah. The Blockbuster in Big Brother and the Blockbuster he works at. Okay. Yeah. He's not everyone's cup of joe, as Revos is saying. You guys, for a Monday morning, well, it's still morning for me, are killing it. Anna says he's trying to be like Dan in BB10 when he got to explain his game to Michelle during jury. Yeah. It's too soon. You're not in jury. Like, we're not in the jury phase yet. We have at least one more week. Maybe next week jury starts. We've got no confirmation that I've seen per Big Brother, but I assume it's going to be next week, if not the week after. Okay. Because we still have 10 people in the house. So maybe wait until jury. And maybe also don't tell people. I get the strategy of making people feel as though, oh, you're not a threat to me. Like, so then they think you will not target them. They're safe with you. But you have a better chance of creating that kind of strategy or doing that through maybe saying you want to work with them. You want to work with them to the end, or you want to keep working with them, or they're not a target of yours. You don't have to then go, yeah, actually, no offense to you, nothing personal, but you're not really a threat to me because, I mean, clearly I would win against you. What is this, day 49, 50, 48, something? Anyways, yeah, because I would beat you in final 2. So, yeah, because my social game is so good. It's so good. So good. You see how people flock to me? No, we don't. We don't. And yes, Anna, one of the best ways to do that in Big Brother, now granted, will Big Brother show all the goodbye messages? Because we know they like to kind of pick and choose. I don't even know if the house guests get to see every goodbye message. Or, production can also choose what we've seen goodbye messages really chopped up. So we don't know for sure that they'll see the whole goodbye message. But I think that's a very good strategy we've seen work in Big Brother for a very long time, that put those things, your honesty and your jury management, a lot of your strategy you can put in those goodbye messages. When people are off to jury, like, hey, I really wanted to work with you, but here's what I've been doing since day one. I've been da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm sorry you just weren't a part of that. I wish I could have brought you in. This could have worked out with us. And we've seen that happen. However, Joseph's like, nah, I'm just going to tell everybody. That I'm like the best social player that's ever socialed. I am one of the greats. And it's like, oh, sir, no, you're not. You're only going to be known for spizzing in the Jack Shack. Like, literally, you keep talking about how you spizzed in the Jack Shack in the Matrix to Matt's voice, which is very disturbing, sir. Very disturbing. All right. Let's see. We have McKenzie putting some work in. There was a fantastic tweet from one of my favorite Big Brother tweeters, because it'll never be X to me, you guys. And she tweeted this and I retweeted it. Let me see. Oh, I got to find it here, you guys. Apologies. Smash that like while we're waiting. Well, I can paraphrase. Essentially, she was saying, MJ, and shout out to Stina Knits. Christina on Twitter at Stina, STINAKNITS. If you guys want to follow her, give her a follow, show her some love. She's got, I like her takes on Big Brother. She was talking about how one of MJ's strongest strategies, which we don't even know if she's cognizant of this, we'd have to hear about that in the DR, or if she talks to the cameras, is how she posts up in each HOH's bedroom. Is how she stays, present there. And she's definitely been doing this with Quinn. And I think that is a great thing to point out. We saw her do this with Chelsea's HOH, Tucker's HOH, so we've seen this quite up. McKenzie will just walk in. Hey guys, she definitely makes her presence known. And I don't, sometimes I'm sure, I've seen house guests go, oh goodness, because they're trying to have game talk. But this is a far better strategy than disappearing. And I don't think McKenzie does it in a way that's off-putting, I will say. I think she's like, hey, and then she posts up in there, has conversations, and she's around. And I think there's that kind of, of just making yourself known, and there eventually you're going to be in conversations. Eventually people get used to you being there. And I think it's overall better than for her game. I mean, so the Goldilocks says that's ex-stalker behavior. And you do have to stalk them a little bit. Now, MJ wants to, she is worried. MJ is very worried that she's going to, she has this new title of Comp Beast, and now she's the new Comp Beast. And I think we heard her talk about that in last night's episode. But I also want to be like, calm down. You've done very well. You're winning competitions. You've saved yourself. That's awesome. But let's slow our roll on the Comp Beast. I think that term is used very loosely. She's killing it. She's doing good. Like you said, saved yourself, but just slow down on the Comp Beast. So she is, a little worried about that. But she also wants to work with Chelsea, you guys. And she's been talking a lot about this. And Chelsea has been putting in the work with MJ. All right. And they are sisters in Christ. And so MJ is like, hey, wouldn't it be great if we both got to the end and we're both sisters in Christ? Isn't that fantastic? And Chelsea's like, yeah. So they're bonding similar to what she did previously with like Brooklyn and Chelsea about the, faith, women of faith. So how this game started was people saying, I'm going to be the first married mother. Married, we've got it's interesting. It's a little with Julie Chen as host. Sometimes it's a little Handmaid's Tale, under his eye sort of thing. But that is, I would be wrong to say that people don't bond over that in the house. And they definitely have, and they definitely do. And it is a strong bond, people of faith. But I'm like, okay, that's fun.
I am a mother to a fault.
We started with mothers, and now we've evolved into women of faith. Purity first. All right. We also have Leah using one of my favorite terms, which is Sky Daddy, because I find Sky Daddy just a fun, loving term. And she was talking on the feeds about Sky Daddy, and I regularly use Sky Daddy because I think it's sweet and fun. And so I don't know if this is offensive to MJ and Chelsea, but I guess it could be. I mean, anything can offend anybody at any time, at any moment. So, yeah. Chantel says, I always thought MJ and Chelsea would be a good pair in the house. I mean, they're really a good pair. If you think about it, it's kind of like I hate to dumb MJ down to a Cody Cauliflower player, but it's almost like, and Chelsea being more of the strategic game person, the strategic structure person would be more of the Derek and the Cody. That's like the first thing that comes to my head, which I know, apologies. But Sky Daddy would be like God. Like Sky Daddy. Shout out to Sky Daddy. Just like a cute term for a God. Our daddy in the sky, But I do know that people they can get really sensitive about that. Very sensitive. So I'm not sure, but I do like it's a term I like a lot. But it's not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. Let's see. The only problem is, you guys, MJ is still caressing Cam's hair. That's right. You heard that correctly. She is caressing Cam. Shout out to my dogs in the crib. His hair. Now we know that Chelsea has noticed this before, similar to Chelsea noticing Leah earlier in the game, and they're flirting. And we know that Chelsea likes Cam. She likes him, even though, according to her and Leah, he got them tinky feet, the stinkiest feet. But Chelsea doesn't seem to have a problem with this as much as Chelsea's friend Tkor has a problem with this. Tkor was on feeds. We're getting a whole new Tkor. Tkor's on feeds going, okay, can I tell you guys, Tkor's accent, I finally figured out. I haven't really put a lot of, into my like impression of Tkor and her accent. And so it's kind of sounded like Bowie Jane at times. And a lot of you have pointed that out. So I was working on it last night while watching the episode. And if you guys have ever watched Anna Dalby, okay? And if you didn't know who Anna Dalby is, there was a whole docuseries about Anna Dalby. She's a con artist. And she was in New York and she had people believe all these things about her. And I feel like Tkor, every time I go into Tkor, I have to do Anna Dalby. So Tkor's like, I don't like how MJ is caressing Cam's hair. Because I'm Anna Dalby, aka Tkor. All right. And because she knows that Chelsea likes him. She likes him. And it's a cross between that, my interpretation, and also the father of the bride, Martin Short's character, if you remember. I feel like. So it's Anna Dalby. And I used to love doing an Anna Dalby accent. So I feel like I have to just keep perfecting it. But that, if you hear me, I'm basically pulling from Anna Dalby. Okay. The German, I think she's German. Con art or Russian? No, Russia to Germany with her family. Okay. Con artist, fraudster who posed as a wealthy heiress to access upper class New York social and art scenes in 2013 to 2017. You guys remember her? Someone said she's going to be on Dancing with the Stars, which is amazing. Shut up. Kathleen Madigan is one of my favorite comedians. I love Kathleen Madigan. She's queen. Maria says, oh my God, comic Kathleen Madigan covers Anna Dalby a lot on her podcast. I don't listen to her I don't listen to any comedian podcast, really. No offense. All offense. I would listen to Kathleen Madigan's, but I do love myself some Kathleen Madigan's. Yeah. Anna Dalby says, why are you poor? So I feel like Tkor in this moment. She was talking. It's just a little Tkor, And she was like, Kim, did you see that MJ was rubbing Cam's hair? I didn't like that because she knows that Chelsea likes him. So Tkor's mad, but Chelsea so far so good. So far so good. Okay. Let's see. Angela had a lot of conversations yesterday, you guys. Angela had a lot of staring at people, a lot of, talking about her personal life, the changes she's going to make to Chuck when she gets home, a lot of talking to, Leah and what Leah's going to do in this game, a lot of, Chemo, talking to Chemo. And if I'm voted out, Chemo's like, I don't want to go there. I don't want to talk about that. Angela, I don't want to talk about that. And let's not go there. And she's like, but if I do, Chemo, there's people I think you should work with, like Leah. And I'm like, him and Leah haven't been getting along, even though they did have a conversation yesterday and kind of cleared the air that they'll be friends outside of this. But that she's definitely not going to use the veto on him. And she's like, or Cam. But Angela was basically, we learned a lot about Angela yesterday. Okay. And Chuck better get ready, okay? Because he is in for a whole new Angie, a new fantastic Angie. And then she's crying in Big Brother, and she's telling Chuck he better file down his gnarly feet before he cuts the sheets. Angela says she does not sleep in the same. She's like, me and Chuck don't sleep in the same bed. We don't sleep in the same bedroom. But we're gonna start when I get back. So Angela she's probably horny. Okay, she's a little horny. So now she's like, I do miss Chuck's D. So she's like, we're gonna start sleeping in the same bed. All right. She was also talking about which I guess it could be because of her snoring, because there was talks about her snoring, and MJ was pretending it didn't bother her, and Angela said she missed Kenny being in the house because Kenny kind of drowned out her snoring. And she's like, I mean, I liked Kenny being there because he would drown out the snoring, I feel like. And MJ said, not necessarily. You guys he would go, then you would go, but okay. NYC girl says, good luck, Chuck. So they don't sleep in the same bedroom, which I'm like, ooh, girl. I mean, I do know that a lot of long-term marriages that have lasted a long time have separate beds and separate bedrooms, sometimes separate floors of the house. So God bless if that works for you. But Angela says, no, Chuck, when I come home, we're going to start sleeping in the same room. She's also preparing for the house to be destroyed when she gets home. She's like, oh, I just worry, Leah, that the house is going to be destroyed when I get home. Because I clean. I go to work and I clean. It's probably just a mess. So she's just thinking Chuck is living in squalor. So this explains her goodbye messages every week, or not goodbye messages, but her shout outs every week, where she's like, Chuck, hi, Nana's here. Nana's doing it. I love you guys. Chuck, duck, suck, fuck, luck, snuck. I love you guys so much. Nana's doing it. Also, Chuck, you better clean up. Chuck, you can't just leave the milk out on the counter. You can't have any dairy products. They have to be refrigerated, Chuck, and you have to wipe down the counters because the stains will stay there, Chuck. And if you don't vacuum, it's just going to be the dirt and the floor, and we're going to get bugs, Chuck. And if you have cut up the sheets, you better go to Nordstrom or Nordstrom Rack for a good deal and get us some new sheets. And then she leaves, okay? So Angela's worried that the house is going to be destroyed, and that because she's the one that cleans it. And so lots of things are changing. She's like, I'm going to talk to Chuck more because obviously Chuck doesn't cry, but I do. Well, I think in Chuck's defense, that sounded weird because I don't really, okay. Maybe there's no room left for him to cry because you're doing all the crying. Then if Chuck cries, then you'll just cry more probably, but we'll see, so Angela, she's got to clean up house in so many ways when she gets home. Let's see, Joseph continues to start the all Tucker all the time conversation. Everything is Tucker. He's going to talk about Tucker. He was up in the HOH room, talk about Tucker. He can't get enough talk about Tucker. He also is, kind of boastful even when talking about Tucker. Not only I was the closest thing to Tucker that ever Tuckered. Tucker, I was Tucker's number one. Yeah, I was Tucker's number one. Also, yeah, that was a weird move. I told Tucker, don't do that. So he's now adding, when he tells people about his relationship with Tucker, he's adding things about how he told Tucker that's not a good idea. But Tucker's going to talk, but he was his friend. And he's talking to Cam, and it was so awkward because Joseph has to one-up everyone with his relationship with Tucker. So he's telling Cam, he was like, oh yeah, Cam, yeah. Tucker told me about your friend too. And Cam's like, I'm sorry, what? Yeah, he told me I knew about everything. He told me about, it feels like, yeah, this guy keeps bringing it up, but yeah, you did tell me about that. And Cam's like, oh, okay. I mean, everyone's just trying to tell Joseph, Tucker talked to a lot of people. He had a lot of alliances, even though he said he didn't. He was kind of working alone. We know he wasn't now. So, I mean, what do you want? Tucker's BFF prize, a Tucker participation prize. What do you want? But the fact that he's going at Cam, this is an example of how bad your social game is. Let people believe they were close to Tucker too, or whatever relationship they had. You don't have to compare. Comparison is the thief of joy. Joseph. But just yeah, he told me about that. He told me how, he kept, talking about this final two. He told me about that. Yeah, because he really trusts me. He really loved me. Yeah, I was his favorite person. He was like, hey, Joseph, when I grow up, I kind of want to be like you. And I was like, Tucker, stop. And, he was like, you're not traditionally beautiful like me, who's a model, but you're very beautiful. And, he confided in me a lot, asked me a lot of questions about life, about women. He was like, Joseph, I bet you get lots of bitches. And I was like, well, I mean, I don't want to call them bitches. I get my fair share of tang, if you know what I mean. And, so he would ask me, for advice on how he should pleasure Ravina. And I said, I don't know. She talks a lot. Am I right? Okay, no. And yeah, I mean, I do think his game went, for America's favorite player was hooked up with Ravina. But I gave him some pointers on how to be just a real stallion in the sack. He's just, I'm like, did I get lipstick on my finger? It's just too much at this point. The ego, the cockiness, the nonstop. I knew Tucker better than you knew Tucker. He's that guy that's like, oh yeah, you like that band? Well, I heard about them 5 years ago. I liked them before they were mainstream. Yeah, they were cool when they were underground, and you're like, oh, okay. You don't get any award for knowing about the band first. Yeah, so that's the vibes that Tucker gives me. Yeah, that was cool, but then they got mainstream, and no, I don't like them. You're like, okay. Thanks, Joseph. Thanks for nothing. So Joseph just will not stop talking about how Tucker is the greatest piece of Tucker that ever tuckered. And Tucker like Joseph best. Quinn spent the day just awkwardly flirting with Leah. He's simping hard for Leah. We know that Quinn has talked to the cams, not Cam in the house, but the actual cameras. And he has said, I know Leah's going to stab me in the back. I know Leah's not really for me. Okay. Like she's probably put me up, whatever, but I am just into that girl. I don't care. So he is big simping for Leah. He's big screaming. He's big simping. He's doing, he's following her around. He does like that. We know. They do baby talk. He told her that previously, he had his, we played it, but he had his little monologue, his little love letter that he wrote to her that we talked about the other day. He said, Leah's like, so what do you think? And he was like, oh, what do I think of you? And he got up like in his squatty potty that he does in the DR, like, okay, well, what do I think? Okay, I think you're sick, nasty. You are incredible. You look really cool in yellow. I like your smile. You treat people with kindness. And you're really funny. And you're really good at cooking. Okay, there's a lot. Okay, the word sensational comes to mind. You're like really funny, and you're like really talented, and you're like really pretty. And Leah goes, okay. Yeah, but how about like the game? You want to talk about the game? He's like, oh yeah, I think you're sick, nasty. And it's like, okay, Quinn. All right, Quinn. You're not getting none, Quinn. So Quinn's just following her around. And, she spent a lot of time up in the HOH room. She's definitely just, Leah's game is, her social game is manipulating these two simps, being Joseph and Quinn, who have just admitted to simping for her. I mean, Joseph would like to think she just likes me better. I can't wait to get out of this house, find out who has a crush on me. But Quinn has admitted to just being a huge simp for her. So he got to share a scrunchie with her yesterday, guys. He had a scrunchie. She was like, my hair's so long. Like, my hair's so long. And he was like, yeah, it's super long. Yeah, it's crazy. And he goes, you want me to cut it? She's like, no. But I think I would look good with short hair. So then she starts playing with her hair like that. What do you think? He's like, I just spizzed in my pants. He's just like, any conversation she gives to him. And she was like, I'm going to look at it if I had it like this. Oh, I don't have a hair tie. And he was like, you want hair tie? You want hair tie or scrunchie? I got hair tie and I got scrunchie. So he gives her a scrunchie and she puts it up. And she's like, oh my God, I look like Cindy Lou from the Grinch movie. And he goes, yeah, I used to get boners for her. Oh God. No, that Cindy Lou is, I'm thinking of the mom. Cindy Lou is a kid. That's disgusting. Quit. No, he didn't say any of those things. You guys, he said nothing of that, but he did say the scrunchy stuff. And they did talk about the Cindy Lou from the Grinch, and she had her little hair up. And let me see if I have a picture of her here. And she, they were just like, this is so funny. We're so funny. Everything is so funny. Aren't I funny? He's like, you're like the funniest girl I've ever met. You're beautiful. You're sick, nasty. You look really good in yellow. And then when you're not wearing yellow, you look really good in your underwears. No, not your underwears. You look really good just in general. And I think you're just great. Quinn literally sat next to her on the bed as she picked her nose on his bed. She picked her boogies on his bed and he just watched this is awesome. You're awesome, all of you. You're just it's like a widow. Did you get just a widow booger? That's amazing. So here she is with her hair up. And she was wearing her Veto necklace because she's like, oh my God, today is the last day I'm going to be able to wear this Veto necklace. Yeah, Lisa. And you look like a minion. You remind me of Minions when you were yellow. And so Quinn is just, and then he's like, will you lift me? So then he likes to have Leah carry him. And she was like, oh my God, I will, but I'm going to throw my back out. And he's like, ha ha ha. So she carried him.
Said nothing
No.
you. You wanted to provoke
she's doing it
me.
to herself
I'm
for what?
provoked.
I'm provoked by this at this point. You want to provoke me? I'm provoked. And it's going to be so interesting at the end of the game when Leah makes it farther than Quinn. Let's say Leah makes it to the final two, and she's going to be asked about, if Quinn's in jury and people list out all the things, even though they've told him quite a few things she said about him behind his back, all the shit talking. And if he comes in mad about it, and it might look similar to this.
Was personally attacking each and every person in this house part of your strategy, or do you really feel that way about all of us?
I'm sure when I go home and I watch the tapes, I'll see people saying bad things about me, but at least I know that I got 1 or 2 digs in about everyone else also.
God, I love June. So I kind of hope that, I mean, I don't think it would work now unless it was similar final two where it was 2 people that the house just couldn't stand. Then you could say those kind of things. But shout out to BB Legend June. But Leah will eventually, Quinn will maybe, possibly, who knows, have to answer for some of the things that she says. But I'm totally here for Leah just getting rid of both of these dudes and her social game. Because she's like, I got these 2 guys that will literally take me to the end. Because Quinn, not only is he in love with her, but he's also like, I could beat her. I could beat her at the end. The team equality is so bad, Lisa. It really was. But legendary seasons. So she's carrying him around. She's going, soon she drops him. She doesn't carry him for that long. But pretty strong there, Leah. And they are just, flirting. He's mostly flirting. She's like, okay, cool. I think Leah would be like, I just like to have subjects, like people that just like follow me and like listen to my stories. And I know that will keep me safe in the house. So thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Going into, again, talking about whether Leah will use the POV or not use the POV, like the president of kindness at reality Y with an extra Y. Reality with 2 Ys simp on Twitter. Leah, please, we need you to save us all. Oh, we're back. Are we back from the POV? I just looked at the thing. Do we have, did it go down for POV or not? Well, maybe not, because Angela's still in her jammies. So maybe the feeds were just down. Let me check the tweeter real quick. Yeah, jokes on it. It's not at all out of the realm of possibility for Leah and McKenzie to be in the final 2 seats at this point. Okay. They're putting in some work. And you know what? I'm still hoping for the final 6 women. If somehow all the women can be spared this week, sorry, chemo, or if the veto's used and by some grace of Big Brother God, Big Brother Sky Daddy, that Joseph's put up as the renom, which the house would like, and he goes home, oh my God, that would be amazing. All right, so I see the feeds are back up. They were down for about 1.5 hours, according to Reality BBQ on Twitter, but I don't see that we have any confirmation that the POV ceremony actually happened. So feeds are back, but it doesn't look like anyone's really necessarily ready for the day or that there's been a POV ceremony. So I think, and Leah was going to have there's going to be more talks about whether she's going to use the POV probably this morning, because Quinn, she met with everybody. Angela definitely has, she is a lover, we know, of Big Brother. And as much as she has kind of done damage to her own game and alliances, however entertaining it is, she does have these moments of clarity, these moments where she remembers like, oh yeah, I'm a fan of the show, I have to do this, where she is literally, making deals with people, why, doing the game talk she needs to have, why it's good to keep me in this game, why you need me. I'll vote for you in jury. Unlike Joseph, who's walking around just so boastful, Angela is more like, I'll be on the bottom. And, I really, here's why, you should, I would love to play this game with you. She does talk to Leah quite a bit, like I said yesterday. However, she does mention needing the money, and that was off-putting to Leah. So that could have been the thing that Leah carries with her, because Leah mentioned that she didn't like that. So that could be the thing that prevents Leah from actually using the veto, or the fact that, Quinn and most of the house is asking her not to. But I kind of hope it's good for Leah's game. You could argue, though, it's going to piss off quite a few people. But really, memories are so short sometimes in Big Brother. And someone else will rise to the top, probably Angela, of being the person to kind of talk about. So, they're still on the kitties for you guys? Okay, they just went down for me at 12:12. They said we'll be right back. But they were up for me. So interesting. So yes, Angela definitely gets in her own way, but you see these sparks of Angela that are hopeful, because you see that she is a fan of this game and does understand, unlike quite a few of the house guests, what you need to do, the conversations you need to have to kind of stay in this game.
This is Big Brother.
This is Big freaking Brother. She geeks out about it, but she also she's her own worst enemy. She's going to blow up on somebody. Thank you so much, Cheryl, for the Cash App. I just got the notification. That was so sweet of you. So sweet, kind, and generous. Thank you so much. So she has this conversation with Angela, and she does know, like Leah does know, that Angela is going to be good for her game. She wants Angela in jury. Angela would vote for her. Angela would probably tell other people. I mean, I know we're still a long way, from the end game-wise. But, I mean, I don't think her putting Angela up is going to make her two simps, Joseph and Quinn, love her any less. I think she could play the whole, like, oh, I got nervous and I just, and Leah is kind of been this player that's like, she's going to go her own way. She was like, I just have so much integrity and, like, I don't know. So it could work for her. It could definitely work for her, because the big simpin is very great. But maybe it's just that I want it to happen. So even though it might not be the best for her with the other house guests, it is best for her to keep Angela for her own game, because Quinn is trying to build his army. Joseph thinks he's building something. And it's like, are you? So she has conversations with people up in the HOH room again. Most people don't want her to use this veto. Then Quinn checks in with her early this morning, and they stayed up just so long. And Quinn is just giving reasons, countering, like, no, here's why you shouldn't. And it's too soon for this. And you don't know that Angela will do that. And it's Angela. And please don't use the veto. And Leah's like, I don't know, maybe I will. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. I don't know. So I love that she's kind of keeping him sweating in this regard. So we'll see. I am so hoping that she uses it just for entertainment value, but there's a possibility she won't. And now if she does, I mean, I'm going to go forward cheering for Leah, because I think that would be amazing. If she doesn't, I'll be very sad and disappointed. But here we are. But again, if the man is the man is sitting next to you while you do this in his bed, and he's just watching you lovingly, here's Quinn basically just watching her lovingly as she picks her boogies in his bed, there's a good chance, no matter what you do, he'll be there for you. These 5 words he swears to you. When you breathe, he wants to be leaning over you. He will sleepwalk and creepily look over you. There's a chance. Okay? So, yeah. There's a good chance. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. A couple of things, Rubina is doing campaigning. As much as Joseph wants to hate on Rubina understands the assignment. She's definitely gotten out of, the big funk of losing Tkor, and she wants to stay. She keeps floating around this. I know I can't say it out loud because I might jinx the veto and, but she's floating around still the idea of the Girls Alliance. It's an all-woman alliance.
You better not.
Oh, we better so. Okay. And most of the women are like, oh, that does sound good. Yeah. And I think her, Rubina definitely talking to MJ and Leah about this. They're like, yeah, Gen Z women, let's do this. So great job, Rubina, for, kind of using this with the other women, talking about that. All right. Very excellent. Very Joleen excellent.
I heard actually mixed reviews on Joleen.
Oh, Joleen was excellent. What are they saying?
Thank you, Lala. Thank you. Thank you. I know. Similar to Joseph, I have a great social game here on YouTube. Now, when it comes to Tkor, Tkor, again, she wants to exact her revenge on Quinn. She is not happy with Quinn. She's made that very clear. She feels betrayed by Quinn, having him put up two of her two closest people. She feels like she was good to Quinn. And so her dislike of Quinn, she's trying to hide it. And she did say previously that she was going to blow up on him, but she was going to wait, or she was going to not maybe blow up on him, but call out this BS that she, is seeing. But she's going to wait till after the POV ceremony. She's like, Anna Dalvis, like, I just don't like Quinn, what he's doing. I don't like it. Nah. Chemo, he shouldn't have put you on the block because he said that he trusted us. And obviously he doesn't trust us. Chemo, obviously. So I don't like that. I'm triple Scorpio, Chemo. Triple Scorpio. And so I'm going to call him out. I'm definitely going to wait till after the POV because I don't want to make the Angela mistake. I don't want to do that. So I know I really don't see her calling him out. But, her friends are starting to notice that the house is starting to notice. And her talking about this, her being mad at Quinn. They want her to be careful and hide it a little more. She's like, okay, I will hide that. Anna Dalvi style. I will hide that. So we'll see if Tkor, how well she will be able to hide it. Because she said, she's struggling. She's struggling with the events of last week, with people that she feels like she saved by not putting them up as replacement noms. And she didn't put Leah up because Quinn was begging her not to. And she also, thought Leah was better for her game. So she's been struggling since then. She's like, I felt left out of my own HOH. Chemo. Okay. She also had a bird poop on her. I didn't see it. I heard about it. And then she wiped it on Chemo. She was like, oh my God, bird pooped on me. Chemo. Ah. And I'm sure Chemo loved that. Loved that. HUD says, OMG, almost 50K scrubs or subs. But yeah. I was there for 25K. Oh, that's so exciting. Yeah, we're 42,000 plus subscribers now. So if we can get to 50,000 this year, I'll probably cry. That will be crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. It's the Anna Dalvi. Chemo, that's the bud that pooped on me. Oh my God. Yeah. But I am very upset with Quinn. I don't like what he did. I am not going to give him any cross-eyed goods when I'm out of here. No, I'm not going to do it. Because he betrayed us. He said, I trust you the most, and then he put you guys up, and he wants to work with me, but I'm going to get my revenge on Quinn. Goldie says, are we sure it's a bird? It wasn't Joseph. It could have been Joseph. I hope, Joseph, you keep your spiz in the Jack Shack. Okay? Okay. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at, you guys. We don't know if Leah's going to use the veto. We know she wants to. She wants to use this veto on Angela. She wants to. I want her to. But a lot of the house is like, don't do it. Don't do it, girl.com. and we'll see. But she's had the conversations. Angela even saw how close she was getting to Quinn. Angela even stopped some of her Quinn slander, and I'm going to go after Quinn. And Quinn's going to be my target. I'm getting Quinn, okay? So don't worry, guys. I'm going to get him. Do you believe in love? Then I got something to say about it. I'm going to take Quinn down. So Angela down, okay? He's going to get the Chuck treatment. But she did talk to Leah, and she said, and you know what? I don't have to go after Quinn. If you guys are close, it's okay. I don't have to do that. I can go after somebody else. Whatever you want, Leah. So Angela knows, she understands the assignment, but it's Angela. So eventually she's going to erupt, and it'll be entertaining. Now there's a chance she might erupt on Joseph, which I'm kind of hoping for. I really hope this POV ceremony is some drama. The POV's used, and then afterwards we have team fun feeds like we have. Speaking of team fun feeds, our most recent evicted Tkor has officially been reunited, and it feels so good with Ziggy. With his dog Ziggy. Yay!
I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can't do this. Ow! Shit!
Good.
Damn it!
I can't do this. Ow! Shit! Damn it!
That was Tkor in the house. I can do this. I can do this game. No, I can't. I am not the least bit intimidated with this game, but I am intimidated by not seeing Ziggy. I need to get to Ziggy. Okay? So Tkor and Ziggy are back together for how long? I don't know, because there might be a custody battle going on with his ex-girlfriend.
As if it came down to mano with me and him, I would whoop his ass and get him out of here. I am not the least bit intimidated by that dude. He came into the bathroom when I was shitting one time.
I am not the least bit intimidated by my ex-girlfriend possibly taking my dog, because she used to come into the bathroom while I was shitting and Ziggy was shitting on a puppy pad. And so we have the bond. He will find me in Brooklyn if she keeps him. I told him, here's how you open the window. Here's how you jump out. And then you come home to daddy, because and you're going to get a new mommy, and her name is Rubina. So Tkor, we'll see. Tucker's been posting a lot in his stories about Rubina and missing her. So we'll see. We'll see if Rubina does not go home this week and jury does start next week. They're not going to see each other for quite a long time. So we'll see if that works out, but wish the best for both of them. I know a lot of you have been like, oh, I missed the Tkor impression. Now he's gone, but I'll still throw it in from time to time. That sounded horrible. I'll still do the Tkor impression. Okay. I'm not going to. All right. From time to time for all of you who love it. For those of you who don't, sorry. Renee, thank you so much for the super chat. Renee says, happy I caught alive, Jolene. You always make me LOL. Thank you, Renee. That is so sweet of you. Thank you so much for the kind words and for the super chat. I know I have to start following him because I've been just seeing it on Twitter. And I don't think I follow Tkor yet. I follow Rubina, but I don't follow Tkor. So definitely got to follow Tkor because he's been, I think, also maybe going live or doing like little videos while watching the feeds. So that could be very, very interesting. So yes, you guys, that's what we have today. Shout out to all my super chatters and members and those who have gifted memberships. Rebecca M, thank you for gifting a membership. Evelyn, thank you for gifting a membership. The Pumpkin Lady, thank you. Did I not even address this? I'm so sorry, the Pumpkin Lady. I love your name. I don't know if I brought this up and then thought that I answered it, but I don't think I did. Your thoughts on how Angela delayed to keep off slop. Oh, yes. In last night's episode during the What Came First HOH competition, Angela knew that the first couple to drop their eggs and break would be have nots. And Angela said, I am not moving. I cannot do have not again. Obviously, probably not the best strategically, you know, and MJ obviously clocked what Angela was doing. And she's like, all right, MJ, or all right, Angela, I'm done. You can now start. And Angela's like, okay. And she starts going. I get it only because I would hate to be on slop and she's already been on slop and she was struggling. Remember, she like orgasmed when she ate that BLTA. But I mean, it was funny to watch. I don't know if it was the best for her game. You probably should definitely have went super hard for HOH because you're on the block and you could go home. But I understand that slop is very difficult. I wouldn't like it. It's part of the game, but that would be in my top 3 least favorite things about being in the Big Brother house. And thank you, Renee, for the super chat as well. And sorry, the pumpkin lady. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the question. And apologies that it took me so long to answer. Okay, those of you who are members here on YouTube or in the Lean team or Joleen Bestie tier on Patreon, we will be back at 4 p.m. So in about 3.5 hours, for our exclusive bonus live for all of you, the H of H with Joleen. Last week was so fun. I dropped the link, so feel free. I'm going to do that again toward the end of the stream. I'll drop the link. You can click it and join. Again, you don't have to be on camera. You can definitely, once you get the link, there's an option to turn your camera off, and you can just talk to me through that. But if you want to have the camera on, we had On the Side with TLC and Steven come up last week, and it was so super fun. And Steven said he was going to spill some tea, I think this afternoon, some insider tea. And I do have a couple of questions for Steven as well. They're interviewing Tkor tomorrow. So maybe you guys can even give Steven your questions for Couch Potato Queens if you have some of what you want them to ask Tkor. We know he has some interviews, obviously, that have already come out. But, if you've watched those interviews, have there been things you didn't hear people ask and you wish they would ask? And maybe they can answer your question, and maybe we'll get some Steven tea. But yes, if you are interested, when I drop the link, you just click on it and you can join me, give your thoughts, and then we do like a quick phone call, and then I bring up the next person. Kind of a fun thing that we can do. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Please follow me on social media at Joleen Lunzer on Instagram, Twitter, and the TikTok. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, comment after the video post, and I'll see some of you this afternoon. Otherwise, I'll see the rest of you tomorrow for another Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. And like I always say, enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Bye.
If you like what you